3 miles, 3.5 furlongs. Of course, Bow is the top one. As you know, Bosun's mate, number 4, number 7 sold out of non-runners, but it's still 13 to go over a trip which has no less than 21 fences to jump.
Another cracker in prospect here. And remember, Bow was the conqueror of Lady Cricket on one occasion last season, but by far his best display was in that Whitbread back in April, where he destroyed the field. He's gone up a lot in the handicap, maybe not quite so much as you could have anticipated, but however he fares today, he's a horse to follow through the season.
Yeah, I think they're quietly concerned about the way Corniche dropped out in the last race. Let's move on. Find Earth Mover. His biggest win came here in the Fox Hunter a few years ago. His jumping's been a little bit indifferent on occasions, and he's had a couple of spins over hurdles to regain his confidence, and really didn't deserve to get beaten last time by Boss Doyle.
Well, Splendid is unquestionably well handicapped on the pick of his form, but he is an infuriating horse. He's inclined to root at least one along the way round. I know John feels that he might be a better horse this time around. He's certainly got a chance if he can put everything together.
Well, there's no Aintree national winners in this field, but plenty of other winners of various nationals, and this fella here, Lantern, took the Kerry Guinness National last year. He's a horse who's got plenty of ability, and he's a 16-to-1 shot.
Edmund's biggest day was in the Welsh National last season, one of 3 handicaps he took, all at Chepstow on noticeably soft ground. It's sticky here, but perhaps not even as soft as Edmund needs it, and maybe this will tune him up for further targets.
Foxchapel King looks wonderful. He's a horse who ran his best race last year when he was second in the Irish National, and he's had a couple of spins just to put him right. Shea Barry rides.
Well, Ginjambe is a very talented horse, and there's no doubt that off a mark of 133 he's not overburdened. He is a little bit chancy. It wasn't his fault last time, brought down, but unseated the time before that.
This is Axo. He looks well. Thursdayer won the Midlands National last year, and he's much happier, I think, when he's got a little bit of cut in the ground. Normally a good jumper, only a 7-year-old, and lots more good races to come from him.
As Honey Mount, we appreciate this trip. Norman Williamson on for the first time. Overall picture of his form, he's won on a soft surface, but most of his better efforts have been under quicker conditions.
Quite interesting. Khaki Crazy having his first run for Martin Pipe. Tony McCoy on board. He's been running in decent races over in France, but he's got blinkers on for the first time.
Montreux, bit of a quirky character, sometimes refuses to start, or to go to the start, I should say. Ran okay the other day, but out of the weights here, and you think there'll be 1 or 2 at least too good for him.
The other grey in the field, slightly whiter, is Kendall Cavalier, and like Edmund, a former winner of the Welsh National. He's slightly lost his form a little bit of late, coming down the weights, but he's a good jumper, good stayer.
And finally to number 15, Zaggy Lane. It's hard to offer any encouragement to any of those of you who might have backed him. He's way out of the handicap. He hasn't run since January the 21st, and the form he's got is nowhere near good enough to win.
Very high quality staying chase this, and the market is headed by the top weight. Bow at 4-to-1, Honey Mount at 5-to-1, Edmund 11-2, at 8-to-1 Earth Mover and Splendid. Khaki Crazy out to 9-to-1, Axo at 10s along with Foxchapel King, and it's 16-to-1 Bar.
Well, Nick Fitzgerald once again alongside us. Got a good handle on the vast majority of these horses. Mick, you rode Earth Mover last time. If you had the pick of these, would you be on again today?
I think he looks fantastic today. You know, he looks bouncy going around there. I think if his jumping holds up, he's got an outstanding chance. The horse that I'd love to have a sit on is Bull. I beat him in the William Hill handicap chase here at Cheltenham, and then his next run was his impressive to date when he won the Whitbread so convincingly. And
Did you ride in that Whitbread?
No, I didn't. He didn't. No.
It's just G and old Earth Mover up going down there. Joe Tizzard, all he can do to get the horse settled.
I think, you know, after he had quite a hard race at Wetherby, and, you know, it's fantastic to see the horse come back. I think that's one of the things with Paul's method of training. You know, he seems to be very good at getting horses back quickly after they've had hard races.
How's he been schooling?
He's been schooling very well, very well. And, you know, I know that Paul is pretty keen on his chances today. He'll handle the ground. He's a winner around the course, you know, guaranteed to get the trip. And, you know, this fella, if Bo isn't 100% fit today, you know, I can certainly see Earth Mover, you know, being a real danger.
But why? I mean, John, you may know the answer. Both of you get a horse like Earth Mover, who's as genuine as they come, basically a sound jumper, but every steeplechase has one point in the race where he misses one. Why?
Because I don't know what Mick thinks, but he's never been a natural jumper. Even when he won the Fox Hunters round here, he lost a little bit of confidence. And I would think maybe somewhere along the line, no matter how much thought you put into things, I don't know, maybe the horse just isn't 110% right in himself somewhere, and maybe just something just gives him a little bit of a tweak.
I think a lot of the time it's the way some of these horses are put together. You know, not every horse is a natural jumper, and I think this fella is definitely one of those.
Well, we'll wish him well. But there are other good stayers in this race too. We've mentioned that the horse that took the eye earlier was Honeymount. Personally, I'll be slightly worried about the ground now, but we can get a view from the trainer, because Robert Allner had a chat to Tomo.
Well, possibly. He's got a lot to his advantage, but on the other hand, I would have done without the rain last night. He likes good ground, and it's got on the softer side, I have to say. He loves the track. He'll stay the trip well. He's been around here, as you know. He's won a couple around here. And, yeah, he's got a good chance, but he is stepping up a bit in class as well. And, you know, having a lightweight's an advantage, but you're taking on better horses.
Wow, most of these looked incredibly well in themselves. Honeymount in particular, splendid going down to the post. That's interesting. Sometimes he's not the best of movers. There's also 4 money for Honeymount in the betting ring. And surprisingly, after he's had 3 winners this afternoon, Khaki Crazy beginning to drift a bit.
Well, Bo just out the 4-1 from 7-2. Plenty of local support for that. Very much a flag bearer for the Twiston Davis yard last year. Honeymount absolutely rock solid at 5-1, and they've just gone 5's Edmund from 11-2. It's a question of whether they've had enough rain for that. Khaki Crazy easy out to 6-1, and you can pick about 9-1 up, bar those.
3 miles, 3.5 furlongs the journey, and every chance of quite a strong pace here. Bow is invariably a front runner. Edmund made a lot of the running when winning the Welsh National, and Earth Mover can also be ridden handy. First running of this race, the Intervet Trophy, £50,000 in guaranteed prize money, and the sponsors have been rewarded with a very high-class field. They step away then, and Bow on the inside, the red sleeve jacket, and Edmund the bright orange sleeves. Earth Mover in third, and then Lantern as they jump the first fence. A brace of greys, Kendall Cavalier and Montreux next in the field. Axo is held up in these early stages. As they approach the second, Bow from Edmund, then Earth Mover. And now quite a long run towards the third, with Bow in front from Edmund and Earth Mover, and then Montreux on the inside. Lantern and Kendall Cavalier. Zaggy Lane is pulling hard up the inner of Foxchapel King, held up towards the rear Spendé Gingembre, and also Axo, with right out the back Khaki Crazy and Tony McCoy, and Honeymount is the back marker. On towards the third then. Bow, who ran so well here at the festival back in March, went second to Marlborough in the William Hill National Hunt Chase before going on to win the Whitbread by a distance. Extraordinary performance. He's got 11 stone 11 on his reappearance today, an eagerly awaited reappearance. Bow in front from Edmund in second, Earth Mover is third, then Montreux and Kendall Cavalier and Lantern, they're the leading half dozen. A gap of 3 or 4 lengths next to Foxchapel King and Zaggy Lane Gingembre on the outside. Very slow jump at the rear there by Honeymount. Honeymount very ponderous over that fence, and got a couple of sharp liveners for his pains by from Norman Williamson on landing. Wake up, he says. Honeymount last, down the hill, and the back straight for this first time, and it's Bow in front of Edmund in second, and then Earth Mover. Montreux is next from Lantern, and then Kendall Cavalier and Zaggy Lane and Gingembre. Foxchapel King and Splendid and Axo, then Khaki Crazy, one from last as they take the water jump, and Honeymount is the back marker, about 20 off the leader. Coming towards this open ditch, the first open ditch that they cross. And it's Bow on the inside, just had a little bit of a guess there, but had ample scope to get himself to the other side, just not on a good stride possibly going into that ditch. Earth Mover is a close second, then Edmund in third from Montreux and Kendall Cavalier. The others all quite closely bunched now. Lantern is wide of Gingembre in the green jacket. Then up the inside, Zaggy Lane, Foxchapel King, Splendid still held up. Right a picture, yellow jacket, that's Axo. Khaki Crazy taken towards the outside with blinkers as they approach this next open ditch. Bow was much better this time over there. Oh, and we've lost, looked like Zaggy Lane there has gone, and Gingembre, a very bad blunder and an extraordinary recovery by Warren Marston, who's hauled himself back into the saddle on Gingembre, but the horse has lost a lot of ground and has only got Honeymount behind him now. That open ditch often takes a lot of jumping at the top of the hill. The rider of Zaggy Lane, Simon Burrow, being attended to, and it's Bow that continues to make the running. Simon's up on his feet all right after that tumble from Zaggy Lane, and it's Bow in front from Earth Mover and Edmund on the outside. Then Montreux in the green and yellow jacket, the grey horse. Bow, great jump over that, and the others land safely. Honeymount still particularly happy over the fences in the rear, travelling well enough between them, but looks hesitant. And it's Bow, the 7-2 favourite, that continues to make the running in this Intervet Trophy. As they approach the next plain fence, Earth Mover didn't get very high there in second. Edmund towards the left, wider left, red jacket is Lantern. Montreux just tucking in behind the leaders. And then back to Foxchapel King with Khaki Crazy on the wide outside. Splendid. Gingembre has done well to recover from that blunder and is back into about 7th or 8th position. Axo right up the inside, hasn't left the rail throughout as they clear the next plain one. And towards the rear still Honeymount and Kendall Cavalier just getting a bit outpaced. They're well grouped now though with a circuit to go. And it's Bow who continues to make the running in his usual fashion. From Earth Mover in second, Edmund, last year's Welsh national winner, a very close third with Montreux on the inside. As they jump the next plain fence, Edmund was wrong going into that and hit it fairly hard. Gingembre with Foxchapel King improving round horses. Khaki Crazy getting a very clear view, the ex-French horse for the Martin Pipe team, beginning to improve a bit. But John Frankham, Jim McGrath, Mick Fitzgerald, they're all watching. This Bow, he's a joy to watch, isn't he?
He is. He's not actually getting lengths at the fences like he did last year. I think the ground's partly responsible for that, but he's travelling well enough at the moment. But so are plenty of others. Foxchapel King's moving up closer. So is Khaki Crazy, who made a couple of novice mistakes early on, but Tony McCoy seems to be getting the hang of things now. And which one would you like to be on here, Mick?
Well, I think Earth Mover is really enjoying himself. He's loving it. You know, he's jumped brilliant for Joe Tizard, who gets on particularly well with him. Bo, I've been a little bit disappointed. He's jumped a little bit stickily early. He's warming up a little bit now, so Gingembre looks to be travelling well. He's got over that early mistake.
They have noticed a very bad mistake again by Honeymount at that open ditch. He's got plenty to do now as the others climb towards the ditch at the top of the hill, and it's Bow who continues in front from Earth Mover in second, Montreux the grey, Foxchapel King, Gingembre, Khaki Crazy into 6th place now under the champ as they jump the next. Montreux was down on his knees on landing there. One or two getting a bit remote behind. Kendall Cavalier is struggling in rear. Lantern is also out the back. Honeymount with ground to make up. Splendid trying to pick off a few stragglers. Edmund has dropped back quite sharply as they reach the top of the hill and begin the run down now towards the third last, and it's Bow in front with Foxchapel King and Shea Barry for Ireland, the challenger on his outside in the black and white hoops. Then behind these is Khaki Crazy in the headgear, Earth Mover on the inside, Gingembre, who's done well to battle himself out into a useful position over 3 out. They are chased by Montreux, who seems to have run his race now, and the others are struggling as well. Axo under pressure. Bow still just in front from Foxchapel King as they range down towards 2 out. Bow on the right, Foxchapel King on the left, possibly just touched down in front. Jean-Jambreau's a faller there and just interferes slightly with Earth Mover. Khaki Crazy is left in 3rd place, but running round the final turn, Foxchapel King has burst away now from Bow, who's run his race. He's run a very game race, back in 2nd, but he's getting very tired, Bow, under a big weight. Earth Mover is rallying, then Khaki Crazy, but at the final fence it's Foxchapel King. He fiddled it slightly, but he's got more than enough to spare here over Earth Mover, who goes into 2nd. Then Bow and Khaki Crazy, they're clear of Lantern. With 100 yards left to go, it's Foxchapel King for Ireland here, and Shea Barry running away with the Intervet Trophy. Foxchapel King is the winner. Earth Mover stayed on pluckily for 2nd place. Bow ran a mighty race under his big weight in 3rd. Then Khaki Crazy was 4th, followed by Lantern and Axo staying on a bit. Montreux was next. The stragglers including Splendid and a disappointing Edmund, and Kendall Cavalier was just about the last to complete, Honey Mount having been pulled up after a disappointing round of jumping. Foxchapel King, trained by Mouse Morris, in the colours here of Dr. Tony O'Reilly, ridden by Shea Barry. Foxchapel King, a winner of 7 chases in the past, 7 races over jumps, and burst right away from Bow, rounding the final turn here, and wasn't too neat over that final fence, but it was just a question of getting this 7-year-old to the other side, but because the others were basically out on their feet behind. He stayed on well. Earth Mover kept going in 2nd. Again, he wasn't completely impressive over the fences. This horse, Foxchapel King, off 10 stone 5. He's won it well.
The Mouse roars again. Mouse Morris had a double at Wetherby on Charlie Hall Day. He's struck again here on another valuable raid from over the Irish Sea, with last year's Irish National 2nd, Foxchapel King at 12 to 1. There's a bit of 10s about at one stage, but drifted out 12s, not unsupported by the Irish visitors. Earth Mover, game as ever, 9 to 1 2nd. Bow the favourite, 7 to 2. That's the 3rd. Bow's the favourite, 7 to 2 in 3rd, but Foxchapel King, another notch on Mouse Morris's belt.